Look at what's happening in the IPO landscape. What does a biopic have to do with an IPO, or even more interestingly, the SEBI? Tumko Meri Kasam, starring Anupam Kher and Isha Deol, was released last week, and while critics didn't like it too much, the Securities and Exchange Board of India didn't as well, probably prompting the withdrawal of a 3,500 crore IPO of a fertility clinic chain. To tell us more about the IPO, its withdrawal, and how Bollywood might have contributed to it, my colleague Malika now joining in.
Lights, camera, and not action, but IPO delayed. Film reviewers may have passed this movie, but guess who caught hold of it? The Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, the market watchdog. Let's go across to our first plate. I'm talking about Indira IVF withdrawing its IPO plans because SEBI had noticed a problem. The problem was with the timing of this movie's release, and the regulator's scrutiny on the movie timing may have triggered the company from withdrawing its IPO. Concerns largely lay around the indirect promotion at a time when offer details of this particular IPO were not disclosed to the public. And the massive number here is the worth of the IPO. The IPO was said to have been worth 3,500 crore rupees. But how exactly did SEBI connect the dots? Well, what we know so far is that the founder of Indira IVF, who is Ajay Murdia, the film was based on him. It was a biopic on the founder of Indira IVF, and the film was released just 1 month after the company filed for the IPO. Now, Tumko Meri Kasam credits Murdia's sons as producers of the film under Indira Entertainment banner. Now, the movie also stars Anupam Kher, Isha Deol, Ada Sharma, and Ishwak Singh. But as I mentioned before, that this particular movie was released right after the company opted for a confidential IPO filing. Now, what is exactly a confidential IPO filing? Basically, it's an optional mechanism of filing for an IPO where a company does release a red herring prospectus, draft red herring prospectus, which is a document that entails important details of the company, but it is not disclosed publicly. It is only made public once the company decides for the IPO to go live. Now, other companies that have opted for this route before, which is the confidential IPO filing route before, include PhysicsWallah, Swiggy, Credila Financial, and also Vishal Megamart. But overall, this is the story of how perhaps an IPO's plans was interrupted by the release of a movie.
Thanks, Malika, for that. And to share more insights on this, we have R.S. Luna joining in. Now, he's the former ED of SEBI and currently the managing partner at Alliance Law. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Good evening. I'm going to get right into it. Does this incident reflect a broader uncertainty in the IPO landscape in India, particularly regarding how external factors like media portrayals can impact regulatory decisions and market perceptions? And in your experience, is that something that's always considered? Have there been such cases in the past as well?
Well, I think we need to look at this regulatory action in the context in which this action has been taken. As is mentioned just now, that the filing was made under the confidential route, which is a new kind of route which has been given as an option to the issuer companies in 2002. So under that route, when you are going for the IPO and you are availing certain benefits, one of the conditions where it is that you will not go for any kind of marketing or advertisement of the intended issue. Now, the question is that whether this movie can be viewed as marketing or advertisement of the intended issue. I think that is a very material question, and which probably one need to look at very carefully. Because if it is an advertisement or marketing of the product or services of the issuer company, then this restriction doesn't come into play. That is very clear in the existing regulations which are applicable to the companies going for normal route, not under the confidential route. So looking this issue from that angle, considering that the movie is an advertisement of the IPO or intended IPO, I think it might be a far-fetched situation, but I don't know all facts. I've not seen the movie, so I can't say if they're making any kind of marketing or advertisement for the issue as such. But if they're talking about only the product, which is IVF and all that, then probably, in my personal view, that should not fall within the ambit of the regulatory action.
So then do you think that Indira IVF's experience serves as a cautionary tale about the risks that are associated with confidential filing as an approach? Because what implications does this withdrawal of Indira IVF's IPO papers have on the company and the broader market?
No, I think this is an altogether different situation, that all people going for this confidential route and going for IPO may not be going for making the movies and all that. And so this is one of exceptional case itself. And so I don't think this is going to impact the other companies coming through this confidential route. Let's understand that this confidential route is basically meant for the new entrants, particularly in the field of startup companies. And they do not want to share their technology or the business operations with the people till they finally decide to go for this IPO. And they want to keep it as a secret. So I think this is a option or the route given to these startup companies based on the experience which regulator has taken from the Securities Exchange Commission of USA, that this kind of option is given to the issuer companies.
R.S. Luna, thank you so much for your time. This is how a biopic may have potentially stalled an IPO, as we saw Indira IVF pulling their IPO papers and withdrawing it right before they were about to go public. Thanks so much for that, sir.